Hi there guys, and welcome to the third video in my new channel. I've decided to start a new a different series as well, where I shall be doing things for the first time with you guys and recording my experiences. In this video we're going to be installing Microsoft SharePoint Server 2013 on Server 2012 R2. Now please note this video is aimed at the more technically inclined guys out there, but yeah, if you follow these steps you should be able to replicate what I'm about to do, if I do get it right, as this will be the first time that I install SharePoint Server 2013 as well. Just a quick note on what's been done. I created a virtual machine, virtual server running Server 2012 R2, joined it to our corporate domain. Because Microsoft SharePoint is a corporate appliance, I suspect that it probably won't work without a domain. I could be wrong, as I said, I've never installed it before. So let's get started. On here I've got the SharePoint 2013 MSDN image. This being Server 2012, we can just right click and say mount, and then there's the disk's content. So normally I do see there's a prerequisite installer. So let's see what happens when we run this. Yeah, I think we should run the prerequisite installation tool first. Next, accept. Yeah, it's always too much to read. Alright, so it's just okay, the tool was unable to install application server role, web server ISS role. Okay, let's see. It should be running as administrator. Okay, so here's our first roadblock. It's struggling with ISS. So let's see if we manually add ISS. Go to your server manager, add roles and features. Click next. Role-based or feature-based installation. Your server that you'll be running it on. And then we look for web server ISS, add feature. Next. I assume that's all that's needed. And let's say install. If you guys have any questions or comments, please post them in the comments below. I must admit that I'm very new to YouTube, so this only being my third video of my channel, so I would really appreciate any feedback that you guys can give me, any future videos that you would like to see, anything that you're struggling with. Yeah, okay, so there, that's done. Installation succeeded. You can close this. It doesn't need a restart. So let's see if prerequisite installer is happy now. No, not. Oh. That's strange. I'm not sure if this is needed on Server 2012. Let's just go ahead with the setup and see what it says. This being a test server, always try new stuff on a test server first. It's never recommended to deploy a production server if you're not sure what you're doing. It can either cause great headache or cost you your job. I do assume that this SharePoint server is going to need some sort of an SQL connection, as with all Microsoft server products. I don't have SQL installed on here. I do have SQL 2012 Express, SQL Express, so that should do the job. By the way, Express is not recommended for large corporations. If you're running a very large company, rather use the full Microsoft SQL Server suite instead of the Express. Express is more for like one server based installations. If you're going to spread the system over multiple servers with failover and clusters, you need to get the full SQL package. Right, so here we've got a list now of stuff that SharePoint needs. It's just I've got no idea where to get this. So they refer to a site here. Let's see. Joys of using Internet Explorer on server. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run Windows updates on server, and let's see if we can get some of those requisites away. Right, I'll let this run. I'm going to pause the video for now. Once the updates are complete, I'll continue and go through everything else. Alright guys, Windows Update is still running. So there's 34 important updates. It looks more like security updates and stuff, so I'm going to run this. But in the meantime, I've managed to find a download for Windows Identity Foundation. I'll post all the links to resources that I find in the description of the video to make it easier for you guys. So let's download this. Let's run these setups. I assume it will be 6.1x64. Why it's using area. Okay. I'm going to let the updates complete. I've got a suspicion it's got something to do with that. Alright guys, we're about 20 minutes later. Updates is finished downloading. It's busy installing now. 6 of 34. In the meantime, I've located all the other prerequisites. It's basically Identity Foundation, Microsoft Sync Framework version 1.0, Windows Server Fabric, WCF Data Services 5.0, for OData version 3, Microsoft Information Protection and Control Client. I've got a suspicion that we're going to need a full version of excuse me, Microsoft SQL Server 2008 or later. But luckily I do have a version of 2012 that I found, so if the need arises, we'll install and configure that as well. Okay guys, updates are almost finished. Just waiting for the last one to complete. Just on a side note, I would like to apologize for any background noise. I am making these videos in my office, so there might be some background noise from other staff members. Okay, let's restart the machine and try installing those other requisites. Okay guys, server is restarted. Let's try it again. Okay, so I'm going to go through the prerequisites that I've downloaded earlier, installing them one by one, and let's see how far we get. This is Active Directory Rights Management Services Client. As I said, I'll post all the links in the description. That seems to have gone through. This is SQL, I'll install this later. Try this one. No, this is sync. Okay, that seems to have completed I think it was this one that failed last time. Yeah, we're still getting, this is a weird error. Certificate or sign, the certificate for the signer of the message is invalid or not found. Maybe you should try downloading it again. I did save that here. Identity Foundation. Pale Moon Portable is a portable web browser that I like to use. I customize it with all my system links, and it's excuse me, it's nice and portable. You can keep it on a flash drive, especially for when using server, because Internet Explorer on server is so locked down. So I just end up not using Internet Explorer at all. Right, let's try downloading these again. And also, for some reason, downloads done with Internet Explorer sometimes seems to go corrupt. Still, let me just check this error. What's this error? Guys, I'm going to go pause this video quick while I look for a solution to this error. Okay, on TechNet they say you must download the RSA package intended for Windows 8 release. So obviously we've downloaded an incorrect version, which makes sense. So let's try this one. Remote Server Administration Tool. It's not even the same name. And it's like 102 megs. I don't know, it's 2 megs. I don't know how that makes sense, but this is Microsoft's, who knows. And it kind of does make sense, because 6.1 was Windows 7, wasn't it? These stupid Windows version numbers. Alright guys, this is downloading quickly. It shouldn't take too long. Okay guys, that download is completed. Let's see if we can get any further. Well, that's very disappointing. 100 megabytes is lost. I downloaded the right one. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what the setup says. Setup. Okay, so there's still a couple that we need to do. I'm sure that I installed the WCF. Is this thing set up? Let's go through this. We did this. I didn't think we did the app fabric. Okay, again, there's a different version of App Fabric for Server 2012. Let me get the link and get back to you guys. Okay, for Server 2012 it's App Fabric version 1.1. So let's download that quick. Okay, there we go. I think it's best if you search for these things to include the operating system that you're installing it on. Because it's strange that they would refer to things, prerequisites for Server 2008 when it's SharePoint 2013, which I would assume you would install on Server 2012. But anyway, it's Microsoft, so I won't take anything they say for granted or seriously. Although their tools and programs are very helpful for office environments. Okay, while that's busy, I think I'm going to go ahead and install the SQL Express. Let's see if we can get it running with Express. I also downloaded the SQL Management Studio. It's very helpful, especially if you want to create, manually create and edit databases, as the SQL Express doesn't include it. It is quite a large download, around 600 megs, but trust me, you'll probably end up downloading it anyway. Awkward silence. There we go. No, I do not want to send anything to Microsoft. So I actually don't know what App Fabric is, to be honest. So I'm just going to leave the defaults. Okay, so it's opened ISS. It's SQL. Okay, I'm just going to minimize it. I assume that everything went right, no errors or. Okay, there I can see App Fabric dashboard. Go away, SQL. And everything seems fine. Errors encountered. What errors did you encounter? No monitoring databases were found. This could happen when monitoring is not correctly configured. Right, we'll get back to this on a later stage if it gives hassles. Alright, for now let's do SQL. By the way, it's never recommended to do SQL on the same server as you're gonna use for your application. Most companies, including ourselves, have got a standalone SQL server that handles all these things. But obviously, this is a testing environment, and I do not want to take down our corporate SQL server. So that's why I'm doing it on one machine, which is fine for testing. But as I said, once you go deploy a live system for production, do it the proper way. Because SQL is extremely resource intensive, so it needs a machine, really needs a machine on its own, and it's a lot of IOPS that it uses. So really not recommended to put SQL on a server running anything else. This is pretty straightforward. Next. Yeah. While that's busy, let's have a look at this. I'm not sure what this error means. Show additional errors. I'll have a look into this, but I'm pretty sure it might be to do that there's no SQL server on the machine, which I can't think that ISS uses the SQL server or App Fabric. To be honest, as I said, I've never used App Fabric before, and this is my first time installing SharePoint, so let's close that for now. That's why the series is called Sysadmin First Times. Figure it out with me. I must say, in the beginning I felt kind of weird talking to myself into a microphone, but yeah, I'm getting used to it. I just imagine the other end there's a whole bunch of people listening to me with extreme interest and awe. And no, I'm not drunk at work, which sometimes might not be a bad thing, to be drunk at work. No, I'm just kidding. Never be drunk at work. You'll get fired. You guys, I'm just going to pause this. I don't want to waste video time. I'll continue on when it's gone to the next. Alright, that step's continued. It's just a feature selection, just leave it on the default. Click next. Name the instance SharePoint. You can call it whatever you want. Just makes identifying the databases easier. Alright, account names, you can leave this on default. Add the current user as the administrator for the server. Alright, that's that, no errors. SQL Express is installed. Let's give another shot to see what it says. Setup. Wouldn't it just be nice if these things could just install everything they needed by themselves? With automation and everything today, why do they have to make it so complicated? Right, there's still a lot of shit to install. Alright, let me go hunt some more and I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, I've come to figure out that the first version of SharePoint 2013 was meant for Server 2008. Doesn't make sense, I know. But there was a Service Pack 1 that came out, and that's got all the prerequisites for Server 2012. Luckily, I found a nice little site that's got all the web packages or the server packages that you need to install. You can basically just copy this text, which I'll post in the description, and then go to your PowerShell and right click and paste. PowerShell will take care of the rest, installing the packages, so you don't have to go manually install each role one by one. Then it's also listed here all the Server 2012 prerequisites, which I'll also post in the descriptions. Download is almost finished, and then we'll go through installing the stuff, and hopefully we can get a little bit further this time. Almost there. You can do it. Alright, download's done. Let's go see. Alright, this one had quite a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna start with this. Okay. Finish. I don't know. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be working, although I'm pretty sure I'm not configuring it correctly. Okay, let's try the next one. Now I really don't know what these things are, so guys, I'm working in the dark here. My objective is to get SharePoint 2013 working on Server 2012. I will in a later video make a proper walkthrough of exactly what to download and what to install and how to configure everything. But yeah, this is the first video of first time with Sysadmin, and this is definitely a first time with me, as I've never used SharePoint at all. To be honest, I actually don't not 100% sure what it's used for, but our accounts department has asked for it, so it'd be nice if they named the files x32, x86 or x64, you know. Right. Add fabric update. It's always very comforting when an update opens a command prompt. WCF data services. I think this might be the last one. Hopefully we can continue on actually starting to install SharePoint 2013. I'm sure this was the latest version of SharePoint. I don't know. Obviously not. Alright. Yeah, let's try again. That's why the prerequisites installer didn't work. Because it was made to run on server 2008. But again, Microsoft won't tell you that. Alright, it wants to restart, so let's quickly do a restart. Let's save this. Update and restart. Alright guys, after that lengthy update, I must say that the update does take quite a while. It took around about half an hour. So let's see where we stand with the prerequisites. Okay, for some reason it's still looking for identity extensions, Microsoft Sync Framework, Runtime, Microsoft Server App Fabric and all its features. Install Windows Server App Fabric with all its features and rerun setup. Windows Server App Fabric is not correctly configured. You should uninstall Windows Server App Fabric and reinstall it using the SharePoint Products Preparation tool. The problem is that the SharePoint Products Preparation tool does not work on Server 2012. Okay guys, I've managed to track down a nice little PowerShell script that apparently installs all of the prerequisites. So let's see. If this works, I'll post a link in the description. Alright, so first of all it's looking for a folder to save the files in, so let's just create a new folder. SharePoint P, I'm just going to call it SharePoint P, makes no sense whatsoever. So I guess that's how you learn, you know. Go through the steps, fail, just don't become discouraged halfway through and give up. 90% of the stuff that I know today I've learned from trial and error, and I must say I've learned something new today. So yeah, all advice I can give you guys is just don't give up, keep on looking, keep on trying, ask questions. My philosophy is if I have the problem, someone else out there somewhere has the same problem. Alright, I'm going to pause this. Is probably just going to download all the same stuff, or most of the stuff that I've downloaded already, so it might take a while. See you guys in a bit. Yeah, that script seems to have finished. Let's run the next script, which is install prerequisite files. Same path again, SharePoint P. No, this is where the directory where the SharePoint installation files exist, which is drive E. Or not, what we're talking about. Might be the SharePoint P. No. Okay guys, obviously I did not read the instructions that the guy gave, so he says you need to copy the installation file from your SharePoint media to CSP 2013 and then copy the prerequisite files to the prerequisite installer files directory. So let's do this now. This is the installation media, Control A, Control C, drive C, new folder, SP 2013, and we just copy this in here. They also mentioned that you should run the prerequisite script first, which I did not do, so let's do that now. But I'm pretty sure I did install all the prerequisites. But for your reference, run the role features first. What's the question? Do you want to change execution policy? Yes. Do you wish to perform an online or offline installation? Well, the machine is online, so we can do it online. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it looks like everything's installed. Okay. So let's copy the prerequisites into prerequisites installer files, which is a default directory. Where is it? There we go. Paste. Okay, and now we can run install 2013 prerequisites. Okay. CSP 2013. There we go. Next. 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 Might need to close this. Is it running now or what? What's going on? Yeah, it seems like it's running something in the background. Just give it some time. To be honest, I really didn't think this video is going to turn out to be such a long video. Hopefully I'll be able to help someone out there. If I help one person, then I'm happy. And if I do help you, please let me know by commenting, and if you want to, like and subscribe this video. Okay guys, it just basically went through the same thing. I'm going to run PowerShell manually, run as administrator they recommend, and then we move this to this folder, easier to access. SP2013 rec files dot, I think it's PS PowerShell. What's the extension for PowerShell? PSL. PSL. No. It's quite strange. So it's okay. Install. There's a spelling error here somewhere. Let's see. It's the really lazy way of doing stuff. No, still not. What the hell? Run. Dot PSL. That is strange. What if you do this? PS1. Where did I get PSL from? PSL. And some days I really do have my dumb moments, but it's still not working. What the fuck? I've got that prime thing in it. I did run this as administrator. Okay, let's try this again. Run Windows PowerShell IC. That's nice. Yeah, there we go. Something's happening now. CSP 2013. Okay, if it's just gonna go through this again, I'm gonna lose it. Okay guys, I'm not gonna waste time on this script anymore. Let's just go through installing the prerequisites that are downloaded manually. I really don't know why it's... Is it starting this thing, or where is it getting this information from? Right, Fabric 1.1. I would assume this is all it does. Yeah. SQL native client. No, don't need the SDK. Synchronization. This is probably not going to work now. App Fabric setup. Let's just install everything. SharePoint's a bitch to install. I really don't think it's going to be this difficult. I mean, surely they must have known that people would try and install SharePoint 2013. And it's good. Everything's just not working. This is not gonna work. Okay, well we've reduced a lot of the stuff. We just need App Fabric. So I'm gonna restart again because it's asking to restart, and then we try again with App Fabric installed, or we're trying to install App Fabric, that is. Alright, server's restarted. Let's give it another shot. Okay, so the last thing I complained about was App Fabric. So let's see if we can install App Fabric. Non comprende. Why is it doing this? Why? MSI installer code, error code 1603. Let's see what that means. Yeah, as I said, if you have the problem, chances are someone else has the exact same issue. And Google is your friend. That is very strange. We can try that. Advanced, can't find. Environment variables, PS module path. That is very strange. If this actually works, I'll be so surprised. I have to click install. Oh my god. Who would have thought that one little apostrophe, or whatever you call that thing, would cause this problem? Well, thank you, Google. Okay, shall we see if we can install this? Success. Okay, guys, this is our moment of truth. It wants to restart, and it's telling me that I should install App Fabric using the SharePoint products preparation tool, which is really starting to piss me off because it doesn't work. I'm going to restart again and then see what we can do about that freaking App Fabric thing. Okay guys, I've done some research. Apparently you have to install App Fabric through the prerequisites installer. So for this I'm going to run command prompt and then I have the command here. This is extremely strange and extremely irritating. Okay, I've managed to find another guide with the same issue with the app fabric setup. Let's see if this works. Okay, and then what they say is after that we can do the patch. I'm going to add that little script line to the description window because it seems to have worked. Documents, SharePoint. Sorry, save. Okay. So that seems to have worked, and let's try again. It's probably going to ask for a restart. Yeah, restart. But yeah, it's not complaining about app fabric. Holy shit. It's always nice when you struggle and struggle and struggle with something and you finally get it working. Restart quick and then let's see if that works. Alright guys, restart finished. Let's see if we can continue with the installation. If my server wants to respond. No. Okay, sorry about that guys, our backup server kicked in and there's a crap load of traffic on our network. Alright, so yeah, please excuse any freezes. As I said, it's not the server freezing, it's my remote desktop connection. There's a hell of a lot of traffic on our network at the moment. SharePoint. I don't even know why I'm mounting this here. I've got it on here anyway. Setup. Alright, product key. I'm gonna pause this video quick while I type in my product key. I'll continue as soon as I've typed. Alright, so yeah guys, it seems that it's working. Okay, so this is going to be standalone because we're only running this on one server, but if, as I said, if you're doing this for production environment, you're going to have to do this as a farm with clusters and whatnot. I'll make future videos on how to set this up, but for now we're just going to use a standalone development environment. This is exactly what we're doing today. And after a couple of hours of trial and error, we have managed to get it to install. Fantastic. So I'm going to pause the video now again. I'll continue as soon as this installation step is complete. Okay guys, we're almost at the end of what seems to have been an extremely long installation. My assumption would be that this would be the final step, but I'm not going to jump to conclusions. Okay guys, it said one or more required Office components failed to complete successfully. For more information, check the setup log file. So let's see what it actually installed. Well, in fact, there should be a web GUI going now. Okay, so it looks like you have to run the SharePoint products configuration wizard. Okay guys, I'm going to let this configuration run through, and I guess we'll continue on afterwards. See you later. Alright guys, seems like the configuration is completed successfully. That's some good news. Alright, let's go to, it's opening it up for me. And that's why you need to join it to a domain. Alright. So yeah guys, I don't think SharePoint will work outside of a domain. Alrighty then, this looks promising. Okay, select a template. This is the type of site that you want. I'm going to say team site, that's the most famous last words. This shouldn't take long. It wasn't too bad. Okay, people and groups. Set up groups for the site. Visitors can read content in the website. Create a group of visitors or previous and existing group. I don't know why it would be home. SharePoint isn't really something you install at home, would it? I'm going to say use an existing group for now. Alright, so visitors would be visitors, members would be members, and owners would be owners. Seems very straightforward. I love this wording now, working on it. Previously Microsoft used to say busy or please wait. It seems pretty nice. Yeah, I think exploring SharePoint will be for another video. So yeah, guys, we did it. We installed SharePoint 2013 on server 2012. It wasn't easy, but hopefully this video will help save some poor oak sleepless nights. Please, if you like what you saw, if this helped you in any way, or if I entertained you in any way whatsoever, please like and subscribe to my channel, and also post your comments down below. All the resources that I found for doing this is posted in the description. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for going through this with me, and look out for my next first time with Sysadmin. Enjoy, have a good one, cheers.